Hi, I'm Brett from 4x4 Obsession. We've got a trip organised. We've said to Danny, grab your camera, jump in the car, let's go for a drive. Now, I've just decided that we'll just head out to some local tracks. We've got all the boys from 4x4 Obsession coming along, and Danny's bringing a few of his mates from his local club. First up, we took them down to a place that we like to call the Bowl. There's some pretty good hill climbs there, but the one we mainly play on there is one of the really rutted ones. Everybody had a couple of goes at it, a couple of times winching here and there, but eventually everybody managed to drive it in one hit. From there, we decided we might move on a little bit and go to something a little bit harder. Danny pointed out a track that we never knew about. It turned out to be a really, really great track to do. We decided to take a bit more of a scenic route and do some of the more fun tracks along the way. We did a few of the side shoot tracks, even some we haven't driven before. A couple turned into dead ends, but they were still a bit of fun to drive. This area, generally this time of year, is pretty wet and muddy, but slippery, so a little bit of fun. Even some of the easier tracks become fun. We then headed up to the final track that we did for the day. Even heading down to this track was a bit of a challenge. When we get down to the bottom and cross the creek, we all just parked up and actually walked the track to assess it, and it's going to be quite challenging, quite fun. With tracks like this, it's a great idea to stop well before you get yourself into trouble. Go and actually assess the track before you drive it. These tracks in particular, like these ones we're driving today, if you're not with a group that has reasonable recovery gear or highly modified vehicles, you're going to get yourself stuck and somebody's going to have to come and recover you. If you could also do yourself a lot of damage or your car a lot of damage. Always err on the safe side, get out, have a look, walk the track. Now that we've all had a look at the track and had a bit of a talk about how to tackle it, we're going to give it a go. John was the first one to race down the hill, jump in his GU and give it a crack first up. John, being first up, drove fairly well. He got pretty much most of the way and got stopped at the top, but then managed to drive over the rock step at the top and get up unassisted. The next vehicle up was one of the GQs. He did really well, managed to drive most of it, but had to winch once or twice. I followed after that. I got a little bit of trouble down the bottom, but then managed to drive it all in one hit. The 80 series running the 37s, he took it a little bit more gingerly, but managed to drive it with one winch. The last car to go up was the other GQ. He winched at the bottom. 3/4 of the way up though, he actually had an engine issue and had to be recovered from the hill. And this is why we stress that you should never ever attempt these things by yourself. You should always make sure that you're with a group of people. You should have the right recovery gear and the right experience to use that gear. I'm Brett from 4x4 Obsession. Thanks for watching our trip.